Welcome! Hello, lovely community. So excited to be with you today. Happy Wednesday. So excited. It's Witchy Wednesday. Favorite day of the week, right? All right, so I'm just going to be chit-chatting here for a second. If for those who are available and can come on in, just comment so I can see your comments, and then I'll know that we're here. All right. So cool. I'm so excited to connect with everybody and say hi, see what's going on. Today is a hi, Brooke. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here. Yay. So just a quick hello to the stars. What's going on? We're in our third quarter lunar week, which I'll make a post today. So we're in the final week of the Virgo lunar cycle, right? And now we're going to be moving in next week to not only a new moon in Libra, but which is the full moon aspect of the zodiac year. We also get Pluto going direct on the same day. So buckle your seatbelts. That's going to be a wild ride. But I'll get you all the insights and info to help you stay grounded, stay centered, stay calm, stay open for Pluto's power energy of transformation so that you can harness it and bring it into your life through the knowledge of your natal chart, right, Brooke? If we know what's happening in our natal chart, we're golden. We're like 99% of the way there, which is peace and harmony. Okay, so speaking of peace and harmony, today's live is a part one of three-part series, and I wanted to come into our community and start to share some information for you that can help you not only now in your life, but moving into 2022. So this information that I'm bringing forth now is to help us in our lives today, but it's really to set up our 2022 in the most powerful, harmonious, creative way. So I'm breaking the information down into 3 lives because it's a lot and I don't want to overwhelm any of my lovely soul sisters and soul brothers. Okay, so today we're going to focus on, so the 3-part series is for Starseeds, so if you identify with that term, and I want to just talk about that label, Starseeds. What does it mean? Is it you? Is it someone you know? Could even be like a friend, a sibling, a child that you can really help integrate with the field that is here in our current version of Earth, which is set at 3D or the 3rd dimension. So I'm going to talk about that in the series. What is Earth? What is Earth today? What is Earth's future look like? And as starseeds, how do we affect that Earth story, right? And why did we come at this time of transition into the next age, the next epoch, the next aeon, right? Why? What are we doing here? Okay, the video keeps pausing. Not sure if it's my end. Let's see. I'm not quite sure, Brooke. It looks like my Wi-Fi is good. I could probably get on my phone to see if I'm pausing on my phone. You never know, right? Never know. But it could be that you just need to sign out, maybe come back in, possible. It looks like I'm, okay, yes. Looks like I'm going. Yep. So maybe it's just come in, come out, possibly. We could try that. Oh, you sneaked down from work. Shh, I won't tell nobody. Hi, Nikki Mood Dog. Welcome. So happy you're here. This is Nikki is one of my resident amazing sound healing practitioners, having gone through the Shen Sounds OM Welcome Home to OM course. Right now she's a practicing sound healing therapist working on clients. So awesome. So Nikki is also part of this new adventure that's coming to you live in this 3-part series, as well as a journey, an adventure that you can take as a starseed that can help you in your life when you add in a very powerful healing modality that is ancient and old, and it's based on harmonics. And we use our sound healing tuning forks, and we have them and we know how to use them. So thanks, Nikki. Don't get in trouble. Thanks for being here. All right, Brooke, let me know if the video gets better. I hope it does. Okay, so today we're going to focus on what I hear, not only in my own life and experience here on 3D Earth, but from my clients and other star-seeded friends, acquaintances, and people online, right? So I'm watching, I'm seeing the patterns. I'm really good at finding patterns. Oh, good, Brooke. I'm so happy that that you're back on and it's working, right? So you don't have to worry about the pausing. I will have a replay available that you can share as a YouTube link as well, if that's helpful. So part one of this 3-part series for Starseeds, those who identify as this energy. And after today's live, you might feel like, oh yeah, I do feel that way. Maybe that's me too. Or someone you might know. And if it's someone you know, definitely share this video with them. Okay, so I have comments open. I can see your comments. I'm happy to answer questions as we go along. But today's focus is about the Starseed Dilemma, right? Like it's the pattern. It's the energy that I'm hearing over and over and over. That's also reflected in my own experience being on 3D Earth in this current vibration. One of my earliest memories was like, why am I here? I don't belong here. I want to go home. Please take me home. Why did you leave me? Right? I can remember being on the side of my house, which we had a lawn, and just being just upset about something, probably was, to the outer world looked like nothing. But to me, it was everything. And I just remember laying on the grass, looking up at the sky and crying and asking, why did you leave me here? Right? The feeling, and I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. But just that feeling of I don't belong here. So that's what I've been hearing through this journey of kind of asking that same question and trying to get those answers. Hey, Tamara, welcome, beautiful. Resident Starseed pops right in, perfect time. Welcome. I know, my peeps, right? Totally. That's why there's a couple of reasons why things are kind of happening as they are and the times that they are right now. But I want to focus on that feeling of I don't belong here. What's wrong with me? I want to go home, right? So not feeling at home here on Earth, not feeling different from maybe, your family or your friends growing up, knowing you're different, not knowing what that means or what to do about that, how to change it, feeling like what's wrong with me, trying to fit in and just really like it's not connecting. And also there's this feeling or this longing for star-seeded souls. I want to go home. I just want to go home. Is it over yet? Can we go home? Why am I here? I don't want to be here. Doesn't feel good. Doesn't feel right. So I want to just really address that, because that's to me the Starseed Dilemma. Because once we, come to terms with, wow, this is how I feel, and then you start sharing how you feel, then you're going to meet other people and they're going to be like, oh, I feel that way too. And then all of a sudden, you don't feel alone anymore. And you're starting to find your vibe tribe, right? Which are those who vibrate at a different energy, right? And some of you, like your physical body may really vibrate at a different energy where you're finding it hard to be in the body, or your body has a hard time being in a state of vibrancy or health and wellness, right? So some of you are really high frequency in the way that your vibration is very fast. And when it comes into a more dense carbon-based physical form, there's a dissonance there. And it's very hard for both you as a star-seeded soul and your physical body who's sitting at a certain frequency as well. And that could have come from genetics, could have come from the way that you were born and what was going on in utero. So lots of things for us to look at. So what I want to help you with, what I feel has been like this kind of clarion call, is I just have discovered a way, which has been in my life for a while, and I kind of just had like a V8 moment of like, oh, that could really work with that dilemma with what I've already been trained and know how to use. So I married the two. They got married this summer. This desire or the Starseed Dilemma of I don't belong. Who am I? I want to go home. This is not my home. Being in the body's hard, and I don't like it. Right? I don't like it. What do I do? How do I deal with this? And I married that with my earlier training since 2005, with my acutonic sound healing practice, which I have been engaged with since 2005. So what is that, 16 years? Which is hard to believe. 16 years. So over those 16 years of not only learning this modality of sound healing through the acutonics protocol, which is the music of the spheres with traditional Chinese medicine. So it's Taoist philosophy and the idea of the music of the spheres and the frequency and speed, the way the planets move, and that creates a Hertz value, which is celestial music. So those two, that's been my practice of the Taoism, the traditional Chinese medicine, and the music of the spheres, which is the rate at which the planets naturally move and how they harmonize their frequencies with one another in our cosmos. Okay, so I realized this summer, and you may have, if you caught Irma and I live last week, I shared a little bit about that. We had just had a moment of, got to see each other, which was really nice. And she shared with me that, hi Leela, welcome, beautiful. Nice to see you. Welcome. She shared with me like, hey, this has been a rough year, a rough couple years, right? Can you bring your star seeds? Can you bring your tuning forks when we meet? And I said, of course, have tuning forks will travel. Definitely. I like to pretend I have my little doctor's medicine bag, right? I bring it with me. They're easy to travel with. So I brought them and we did a quick like 1, 2, 3 tune up, and I was, tuning into like, okay, what can I do to help Irma, who's got a really amazing starseed frequency? What's something that can help her pretty quick? So we had this moment in the forest. I had my forks. I had a beautiful redwood tree that was the assistant, right? Or maybe I was the assistant to the tree, probably. And I just saw her energy change in such a beautiful way where she relaxed. Her body went, ah. She came home. The soul came home into the body. The body found a place, or the soul found a place within the body. And there was a dance. There was an integration. There was a harmony that happened like within a few minutes. And so when I saw that with this, kind of post-2020 eyes and looking at like, okay, what do we need as human beings as well as star-seeded human beings who are here with a really special mission, project, mission, or, purpose to fulfill. So I went home that afternoon, right? And I was just started like looking at that with fresh post-2020 eyes. And I was like, wow, I can do something with this. I can create something that will be of a high value, and I can offer it to my community who I love and adore, and clients and community that I'm so lucky to be a part of. So this is what's prompted this next step forward. And I always like, in my Tibetan numerology, I've done, of course, had to learn on my own self. That's how I do everything. When I learn something, I practice on this laboratory. What's going on in that? My chart, my physical body, my Tibetan numerology with my name. And so I saw that in my Tibetan numerology. When you get a reading with me, you'll find what yours is. But my timing cycle, is a 4, and a 4 means every 4 years something is a new vision comes, a new cycle is created. And I realized that when Lunar Ladies came into being was about 4 years ago, right? And at least at this present incarnation. And over the summer, and especially last year as well, I was feeling like, oh, what's the next step? Where are we going? Not knowing that I do this every 4 years. I had no idea. But now I've got a place for it, because I see like, oh, based on the day I was born, that makes sense now. That makes sense. So that's why I have I'm kind of in this new mode of taking astrology and following the moon, and taking both of those with where I've been with my sound healing journey that I was doing before astrology came in. And now they're getting married. And in the season of Libra, the season of fall, it's so nice to share the union, the marriage, with my community that's all set up and ready to go. So my first focus was the Starseed Dilemma. How can I help or assist or contribute into that space of the pain and suffering that star-seeded souls that are identified as such experience throughout their lives, and a lot of times from childhood. And being a Cancer sun with the Cancer stellium, if I hear painful childhoods, it like wrecks me. I can't take it. Don't hurt the child, the children. Their suffering is so hard to bear. So that's where my Cancer self kicks in and says, okay, you had a hard childhood, or your children are having a tough time. Please let me help. I want to help. I want to make it better. I want to soothe it. I want to comfort it. I want to nurture you, and I want to help you be relieved of that suffering and take a step into more vibrancy and harmony and happiness and peace. And so when I look at the Starseed Dilemma, I see the dissonance between the soul's vibration, who has come with a specific mission, with that star-seeded awareness of, I come from another place. I have certain gifts that may not be amongst the masses, right? They may be specialized and really beautiful, and they just need to be validated and seen by someone else who also has that, or is of my same vibe tribe, right? Our higher, that frequency of a starseed is slightly faster than more that kind of toned down, more dense field of someone who's hasn't had as much experience throughout the cosmos, which nothing wrong with that. That's why we come in as big brothers and big sisters to help one another out. Hey Teresa, oh my gosh, drive safely. So happy that I get to be on your drive home. Thank you for being here. Okay, so the first thing with the Starseed Dilemma, and if you're just joining us now, is just that feeling of, I don't feel home, and I don't want to go home, and I don't like it here, and it hurts. So the first vibration, or the first kind of solution or address into that, like, I just don't feel like home here, right? Hey Jenny, welcome. So happy you're here. All the starseeds are gathering. I love it. And that's one of the things that harmonics does. It brings people together, right? It brings a vibe tribe together. So I created a course to help you get tuning forks and know how to use them. But when you get your tuning forks and you start to use them as a starseed, really cool things start happening, and you're going to be blowing my minds, because the things that these will start to do in your life is they create change. And they shift happens, right? They create shifts and changes in your life, and they bring more harmony into your life. So when you as a starseed have more harmony and less dissonance, which is separation from that, then you can be on fire. Then you can be like, this is what I've come to do. And then you're about it. Because in 2022, the souls who are came to be here to be on fire will be lit up with that Pisces energy. And our resident lovely Pisces mermaid queen Crystal is here. I want to go home. Yes, exactly. Because when we feel that I want to go home, ask yourself why. That's what I started to do. I'm like, why do I want to go home? Why? And what I came to was because it doesn't feel good. And I want to feel good. And home feels good, right? So what I discovered with sound and sound healing and harmonics is that the body, our physical body, is designed to feel good. It is full of sensations, right? It hears, it sees, it tastes, it touches, it senses, right? It can communicate mind to mind. It can communicate with the universe through clairvoyance and telepathy with one another. Our voices can be are meant to sing, not necessarily shout or curse or or talk or gossip. They could be singing, right? It's a creative force field. And now in Tibetan numerology, our voice is what shapes the field of the universal fabric of creation around us. So we want to be using our voices harmonically. And when we can get our physical body more in a sync or in synchronicity with the vibration of our star-seeded soul, then we got something else going on, right? Because the body is a musical instrument. The body is not a machine. Let me repeat that. The body, our physical body, is not a machine, right? It is not a flesh suit of neurons and capillaries, and that's one way to look at the body as a biological organism. Yes, it is that, but also there's a spark of creativity, of universal consciousness that animates the body and makes this beautiful biological organism come to life. And that is the soul and the spirit. And so our beautiful bodies kind of are sitting in a state of, it's almost like dissonant inertia, which is kind of dropping in frequency, denser, to a point where it's almost like on its last legs and we're doing CPR, right? But with sound, the body resonates with harmony because of it brings it back to the body has memory. Remember, why does it have memory, or how does it have memory? The body is 70% plus water. We see it as this kind of physical, dense, solid form, but most of our body is water. And water has memory. Water carries records, right? And so when you have access to, you start accessing the water vibration in your body, water is a liquid, and liquid changes shapes, right? It can go from solid, which is frozen, to liquid, which is room temperature, to gas, which is when you heat it up, it becomes vapor. So it's the only element that can exist in all three phases simultaneously. Okay, so we want to start talking to the water in our body, because this water is what helps your body go from machine to music, to an instrument, right? To an instrument of sound and harmony and frequency. And when we look at our body like a musical instrument, like a violin or a guitar or a flute, right? Musical instruments, when they're in tune, music entrains other instruments. So similar to like the grandfather clock, our bodies are meant to sync up together, right? And entrain and harmonize. Our bodies could actually harmonize other bodies, right? And our souls that come in and feel happy in these bodies can then start attracting and calling to you more vibe tribe people and harmonizing rooms when you walk in, right? Because your vibe is so high. Okay, so that's reason to stay in the body, right? So our Starseed Dilemma, when we're like, I don't belong here, I'm not from here, and I want to go home, we feel that way because the earth currently at this dimension of the third dimension, just very dense, and the body can get out of harmony and can experience pain and suffering. We don't want that. We don't like that. Who wants to sign up for suffering? Not me. I didn't come here to suffer. You know? Right? But pain is the greatest teacher because it helps us stop what we're doing and redirect our focus and start moving into a direction that works for us instead of against us. So again, back to the water. Water follows the path of least resistance. And so when we're in our physical bodies as a starseed consciousness, we have a higher, faster frequency coming into, set at a low density with the physical body. And we have, how do we integrate? And a lot of times people who are highly star-seeded, they have a tough time being in the body. They don't even come all the way in because the frequency is so dense and low, especially if you get genetic markers from your family tree, which are carrying like dissonant patterns within the DNA. And the star seeds lots of times come into those particular family trees to raise the vibration for the offspring coming into the future or sending gifts back through the timeline, through the genetic tree into the past. Okay, so we want to be feeling good in the body, right? So that will help you as a star seed want to stay here. And when you're feeling good and feeling more in sync with the body and being here on earth and all that it has to offer, then you're going to start moving out of the dissonant energy into the resonance because why? You found coherence, right? And coherence is an integration of two frequencies, starseed and earth body. They come together, they find their resonance, and then they have these, they can exist together in a state of coherence where the body gets lifted up, the starseed comes in with more grace and ease, and then the two can come find their coherence and then stay together to fulfill your mission here in the physical world in 3D. Now, what's the mission? Right? Who wants to know what the mission is? Well, baseline, like the baseline starseed mission for all of us across the board is to be here now as the earth makes her transition, not only from Pisces age to Aquarian age, that's one aspect, but there's this whole other dimensional shift that's happening, which I feel the starseed soul is more aware of, right? Because remember, in a dimensional shift, we're changing frequency, changing vibrations, we're shifting into a different frequency, which is set at a higher or faster frequency. So why do starseeds come? Because the earth says, I'm putting out a call. I need more human or more soul embodied human beings to be at a higher frequency so that when there's more of us vibrating there, we can entrain and help earth make the shift and she can bring humanity with her. Right? That's her dream. She doesn't want to leave us behind. Right? Homo sapiens, we got to shift and change too. That's part of the call, the clarion call. So a lot of, that went out into the universe and a lot of us said, hark, I hear my name being called. What's going on over there in the Milky Way, over there in that solar system, at that beautiful planet? What? I had no idea that was going on, right? So then we make a plan to arrive here during this dimensional shift. When ages change, it creates an opportunity for everybody to level up, everybody to shift up, right? And so what I've discovered in my sleuthing around in the earth records and connecting with other spiritual teachers and, from a long time ago, writing about certain things to current teachers now, is that the earth was sitting at the fifth dimension, and it was called Tara. That was the name of the fifth dimensional earth. Tara. And there was a fall, and we called it a fall from grace or the great fall, but it was a dimensional shift downward. So it went from a 5D ascension where we're doing great, we're ascending, we're at the fifth dimension. And for those of you that this is kind of new insight, fifth dimension is the love frequency, unconditional love, unity consciousness, the web of life, where Gaia, Earth, Mother Earth, was sitting at the fifth dimension, and she was known as Tara in a lot of the folklore, the mythologies. Something happened, boom, a dimensional shift down during a turning of the ages. And then it fell, or Tara fell to third dimension. Well, it might have went to fourth, but then there was some messing around. It went even lower. So it was kind of like a big drop rather than like, oh, I'm going to gently go down. It went like here, like singing, and then it went down. And so that was like shocking and alarming. And so 5D Tara downshifted into a deeper, denser frequency, and that's what we're currently at in the third dimension, without access to the fourth dimension, or that fourth dimension's been a little tangled with. That's the astral plane that can get a little ET interference there. Anyway, we won't go there just yet. But now the Earth has fallen into third dimension. It's more dense, more dark, more kind of anchoring into those lower subterranean underworlds that in Taoism they talk about, those kind of underworlds, which there's a possibility it can go even lower, right? And we are here to go, no. Actually, our Starseed mission is to return to 5D, but we're not staying there, because that was the fifth dimensional Tara was on track for seventh dimension Gaia. And that's kind of where, if you watch the movie Avatar, that's they're like more of a fifth dimension going into the seventh dimension, that Gaia, like Moana and Mother Earth when she changes and she's so beautiful in her greenness. That's seventh dimensional Gaia. That's the jewel in the lotus. That's the dream, right? But now we're sitting at 3D Earth. We have to reunite to 5D Tara and then shift up to 7D Gaia. So 7D Gaia is the plan. And so that's why Earth sent out the clarion call to get as many star-seeded people here that already are vibrating seventh dimension and beyond to help with the frequency jump. Okay, so that's a fun backstory. I'm happy to do another live just on that. But I was like blown away with that information. And I was like, okay, that's vibing with me. That's feeling true. There's a lot more in that understanding if you're into like that Earth history and that storyline. But getting back to the Starseed Dilemma, right? Because we come here and then we're like, uh-oh, what's this? Third dimension, like, this is heavy and dark and depressing, right? And our starseed cells are up here, like in a very faster frequency that's already gone through unconditional love, knows those things, knows the power of the divine mind, knows the energy of sound and light, and on that, from those kinds of realms. But you were so kind and so loving to make the dimensional shift down to come here with a specific person to help raise the frequency up. Okay, so now we've got that settled. Like, why are we here? Why does it feel so bad? And what can we do to want to stay and do our mission, and then we return to our place in the cosmos? Okay, so the first thing we can do is one of the solutions that I could see is, well, we got to raise the frequency of the physical body, right? Let's raise the frequency of the physical body so that the star-seeded frequency can have an easier adjustment to come in, and then as we raise the frequency of the body, it starts to feel better. It starts to function more efficiently, right? It starts to sing. It starts to be youthful and happy in a place of peace, right? And then the joy comes in of all the senses and being in the body, and wow, it feels really good. And And look what I can do when I'm feeling at peace, I'm calm, I'm centered, and I'm integrating, right? So the fastest way that I could see how to integrate and do that frequency adjustment is with harmonics, with sound. Now, through my sound healing training, I came to the deep realization that the body is a musical instrument. It is not a machine. It is not an animal, right? It is a beautiful work of art. It's a Stradivarius, right? And it just goes out of tune. And then we have, when the body goes out of tune, then we get into the dissonance, which creates disease and illness, pain and suffering. So grounding technique. So I teach you in the course not only grounding, but advanced grounding, and grounding with sound in the body, changing the frequency so that the integration for the starseed can happen at a much higher level of joy, right? We want more joy in our physical body, in our reality called life, and then when you start going out in your community as that integrated frequency, then things start to shift and change. So that's the first part of helping the Starseed Dilemma, is to get the body grounded with sound. And so that's the first part of my course, is teaching you how to do that. And if you want to talk to Starseeded High Vibe Tribe community members, talk to Nikki Moondog, talk to Amanda, talk to Alyssa Brownwick-Small, Amanda Mountford, as well as Danielle Graham. They've already been initiated into the High Vibe Tribe because they have their tuning forks and they know how to use them. So what you'll learn in the course is this advanced grounding technique that helps your physical body, utilizing the power of the body being mostly water, and sound travels farther, faster, and longer in water. And that's been proven through marine biologists. When you can hear whale songs, they go for miles and miles. And so the body is already set at the vibration of AUM, which is the primordial sound of the universe. AUM, AUM. And when you get your tuning forks, when you sign up for the course, and you get your forks, these are AUM calibrated tuning forks at 136.1. So some of you may already have your tuning forks, and I recommend for the course that they be 136.1 hertz. That's the value. That's the closest that we can measure to the sound of AUM. And the sound of AUM is the primordial sound of the universe, which is the frequency that is embedded in all physical life. Zoom. Right? So when you get your forks, you listen to them by your ears, then you're like, oh, wow. And then it sounds like home. Wherever you're from, it's going to sound like home because it's the primordial sound of the universe, which is wherever you are as a starseed, in whatever galaxy you emanate from, it's going to have the Om vibration as part of your frequency, right? Because that's the primordial, where everything kind of sets at that and then blooms from there. So I have you get two forks, not just one, two. Because it takes two to make the thing go right? Rob Bass, he knew. It takes two, right? So it takes two because we want to create a field. We want to create a field of harmony that you can immerse your whole self in, your body, your consciousness, your spirit, your soul wants to be in this field of Om. And to create a field of Om, it takes two. All right. So that's part one of a 3-part series. I wanted to talk about the Starseed Dilemma. What is it? I don't belong here. Why am I here? It doesn't feel good. When am I going home? Like, the bus is late. Come get me, right? That's the Starseed Dilemma. Then we take that and we go, okay, we acknowledge it, we say hello to it, and now how can we help the starseed feel good and want to stay long enough to complete the mission, which is to help the frequency shift and the jump at this time of the turning of the ages. And so the first thing we do to address that is to get into the body by raising the frequency of our physical body back into its original design, which it can sit more at that harmonic field of AUM, which is calm, peace, home, right? And that I teach you how to do that in an advanced grounding technique using your tools and your body, because your body is a beautiful musical instrument. You just have to learn, how the body's set up acoustically, and then where to put them on specific points and specific ways, right, in a protocol. And then you can practice that on your body. You're the living library or living laboratory. And as you practice what you're learning in the course, your body's feeling better, starts to feel better. And when the body's feeling better, then the starseed soul goes, oh, I'm going to hang out in the body a little more. Ooh, I just might move in. Zoom, I'm in. Right? And then when you're in, then you're going to have this beautiful microcosmic dance. And it's going to feel good. And then your personal frequency will then go start in training other people in your family, in your household, in your neighborhood, wherever you go, at the grocery store, to the workplace, at the bank, showing up anywhere, the restaurant. They're like, wow, I don't know what's going on, but it's starting to feel like a party here. And you're like, and then you say, here's my card. Want to learn a great technique? And then you can start to teach them too. Okay, so the solution for us in the Starseed Dilemma is to repair the earth body by raising the frequency. And when the frequency gets raised, it helps integrate the star-seeded soul to want to come in fully present in the body. And we can do that painlessly through the beauty and the joy of harmony, which can be found by using these beautiful tools. These are my surgery tools. So I'm going to teach you how to get them and use them. And then once you've got them, you can start to use them on other people when you feel confident and ready to go. So there's so much that awaits you into the healing power of sound. I would love to share it with you. I'm going to put in a link to my course. If you're like, oh my God, I've been waiting for you to do this, Shannon. I'm ready to jump in. Go for it. I have a special coupon that I want you to use because it's going to save you $111, right? And the course is set up with a payment plan. So trying to help you, like, give you a yes all around so that it's an easy for you to add to your life, because it will add a lot to your life, let me tell you. And when you take the course, sign up for the course, start it. It's a self-guided course, so it's already set up, so it's there. You don't have to wait for me anymore, right? And it's all set up, ready to go. And then it comes with its own private Facebook group. So once you purchase the course, you get in there. Module 1 gives you a link. Go right into the new Facebook group, where I will be there with Nikki and Amanda as two wonderful teaching assistants, ready to help you with questions and giving you more tips. So we're creating a beautiful course community over there that's going to be super fun, and you can share your experiences, ask your questions, get inspiration, and help in that way. And yeah, isn't that cool? So Brooke, you said, can you say that again? Repair the earth body. Yes, I'd be happy to say that one again. Yes, repairing the earth body. So basically, when the physical body starts to, remember, it's a musical instrument, so it wants to entrain back into, it wants to be at the level of harmony. So when the physical body is out of harmony, in a state of dissonance, and that shows up physically as a disease, imbalances, um, and also genetically, like we may have inherited things from our family tree where it drops the vibrancy or the ability for the body to be at hold a level of harmony. So what happens with the tuning forks, when I teach you how to place them in certain areas of the body that are in alignment with your energy body, right? Because the energy body carries the cellular design, the blueprint that then informs the physical body to reorganize into that state of harmony. Because when the body is not well, it's set at a frequency or it's organized in a dissonant field, right? So it's organizing at not at health and wellness, but at a different, out of sorts or out of balance. So then when you're using the tuning forks and you're putting it and helping your energy body come back online, the energy body then informs the physical molecules to reorganize at a higher state of wellness, which is harmony. And so that's what you're doing. So you're repairing the earth body by increasing the power of the energetic body that actually is telling the earth body how to assemble its molecular structure. I hope that makes sense. So we're looking at the body as it's, at a sitting wherever it is in its state of health or wellness or not. Its molecular structure is organized in a certain way, and it shows up as lack of vibrancy or disease or disability, something like that. So then you contact the energy system within the body that is actually the conductor of getting those physical molecules to organize and structure in a certain way, which could be more in the density out of harmony. Then you empower your energy body and get it singing, zoom, 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 zoom. And then what it does is that then the physical body has to get entrained with that. And then when the starseed can come deeper into the body, when the energy body is singing because it meets it at a higher frequency, and then together the body can then reorganize. Okay, I hope I made sense. Oh, good. Thanks, Brooke. That was a great question. Okay, so the other thing, before we let you go, so I just wanted to say hello to the Starseeds. Yay! Come back for part 2. And I'll do part 2 on, let's see, do I have time on Friday? I could do part 2 on Friday. So I'll set up a live event. You can say yes and come and watch the live. So part 2 will be, I'll get there in a sec. So I want to make sure, if you already are yeah, I want to do this, how do I sign up? Here, I'll get you the link here. Do I have it? And the coupon code. So I want you to make sure if you're going to buy this for yourself and invest in your health and wellness, that you have the coupon code, right? Everybody likes a coupon code. And it's good through the end of October, right? So here, let me put it here in the comments. Here's the link to find the course. Here's the coupon code to receive $111 off. It's thanks October. Coupon is good through 10/31, and it is for $111 off. Okay, so one more cool thing about when you say yes to yourself and join me in the Tuning Forks for Starseeds adventure, and you get your tuning forks and you're on your way. Once you buy the course, you are eligible to become an affiliate. An affiliate, you can get it's for free. You sign up to become an affiliate free, and you get your own links that I can track when you share them and someone purchases through your link. You will get a 10% commission. So that's another thank you and a reward for taking this adventure with me, is that I want to give back and help others and receive financial compensation for doing that. And as well as whoever signs up with your link and they join us in the adventure, they can also become affiliates too, right? So it just goes on and on and on and on. And so with having my course set up in this way, it automatically provides you your commissions right to your PayPal account. So all you need is a PayPal account to become an affiliate. It's a really simple process. I'm so excited about it that I can do this finally. It's been like in the dream for a while to be able to offer a way to reward you with a thank you for sharing my work and getting the word out to others. So that's also an opportunity to do for you, especially if you are a healer, you have your own clients, and you have your own community. This is a way to share it, your experiences with others, and receive compensation. So I'm so happy to offer that to you. I'll be talking about that more and more. But if you're already like, yeah, I'm down, I'm in, where do I go? There's a link. Use the coupon code Thanks October. Get $111 off. There is a payment plan set up that you can, so that can help you out to support you to do this journey for yourself, this adventure. And just know when you sign up for a Tuning Forks course, it's just the beginning. Because you're like, there's so much you could do with these things, and it's kind of like, what is it? You just can't eat one chip. I don't know if some of you saw all my tuning forks. I'll have to post some more pictures, but there's more tuning forks to have, especially if you get really into it. But if you're just like, wow, I just need this to like help myself feel better, these two are powerful friends that you can do so much with that and feel better immediately. Okay, so join me on Friday for part 2. Part 2, we're going to go into another aspect of the adventure, which, because you're a starseed, we got to meet some star races. The star races that are here now to help humanity and 3D Earth make their frequency jump. The shift happens to 7D. We're going to meet the star races who have so lovingly volunteered their time, their wisdom, their frequency, their services to help us here on 3D Earth make the shift. So Friday, I'm going to introduce to you the star races who are in the course adventure. And you may discover that you're part of those star races. So join me Friday and find out those star races for part 2. And I look forward to talking to you then. Thanks so much for joining me today or watching the live and sharing this with friends and family who may be identifying as a starseed as well. Okay, see you soon on Friday. Have a great day. Thanks for joining. Bye.